Hey everybody, welcome back. We are finally in full-blown Catalyst mode, but Chris and his team have been doing a fantastic job of field programming this year. So Chris, what's up? We just wrapped up, I don't know, an amazing number of summits. So tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, so we finished 7 summits. So the idea was to sort of take Catalyst on the road and bring it to cities around the world. We had the chance to visit San Francisco and Seattle and New York and London and Amsterdam and Denver. And a lot of these cities were sort of concentrations of partnership professionals. And so we gave a chance for them to come together in the first half of the year and to also sort of try out some of the content that we wanted to bring to Catalyst 2025 in Seattle. So a lot of the speakers that were at the Catalyst Summits are also taking the stage in a few months.
Super. Now, the interesting stat that at least I saw was that 40% of the people that attended these summits were actually business leaders. They were in sales, marketing, and product. So it's great to see that the business leaders who care about partnerships are actually leaning into our field events. How was that experience?
Yeah, I think this is definitely sort of a reflection of the fact that the go-to-market motion has to involve partnerships for you to grow efficiently. And so we've definitely seen a lot more business leaders in general and go-to-market leaders attending these events, which is an amazing opportunity for all the partner leaders to help educate them and to also go deeper on how do they scale up different parts of the customer lifecycle, leveraging partnerships to grow the business. This was also sort of reflective of also the fact that we've done this ecosystem compass report, and some of the findings around that were that there is definitely a demonstrable shift in better alignment between the go-to-market team and partnerships. And so it wasn't a surprise to see some of these folks there, but it was also awesome to see them there.
Yeah, lastly, I know we had some finance leaders at the summit in San Francisco, and then we wrapped up the summits with an amazing consulting leader. So bringing services companies into the fold was another big goal of ours this year. And then as we grow through the year, we're going to bring hardware companies in. So we'll basically cover all of information technology from software to services to hardware.
Yeah, this is something that, if you talk to any partnership leader at a technology company, the channel or the partners that are on the services side are essential for them to grow. So having all the service organizations at these events, especially in the last event in New York, we had Deloitte join us, which is amazing. They gave a lot of insights on how do you work with an organization like that. This is essential for any technology company to figure out how do you work with agencies, how do you work with consultancies and systems integrators. And so having all these folks attend the Catalyst Summits around the world was also sort of indicative of we're going to see a lot of them join us in Seattle in a few months, which is wonderful.
So there you have it, folks. We kicked off the summits in San Francisco, and we had Brent from Verizon Connect talking about how he's going to use a app store or integrations to modernize his program. And then we wrapped it up with, I would believe, Michael Gretzko, who is the strategy leader for the ecosystem and alliances function at Deloitte, talking about how they're investing not only in very large companies to partner with them, but they also have created a pool of resources that will work with new and emerging tech. And even though those companies may not have a lot of revenue, but because they're solving use cases that are core to Deloitte's customers, they're willing to bet on them, which was very encouraging to hear. So Chris, thanks to you and your team. This is a amazing amount of work. I think people called us crazy when we started this the year with trying to do 7 summits in front of a major event. But tell us a little bit about Catalyst. I've been doing some let's call it going down memory lane posts, and it started off as a gathering, then it became an industry conference, and then we invited the enterprise companies. Then we saw some business leaders participate. So tell us a little bit about Catalyst this year.
Yeah, this is the 4th annual Catalyst. So we've had the chance to visit Miami, then moved to Denver, Chicago last year, and this year we're in Seattle. And being in Seattle is also just an amazing opportunity given the large ecosystem players that have their headquarters in this location. And so we imagine there's gonna be a lot of conversations and collaboration around sort of the cloud alliances and working with the hyperscalers. But this year's event, we've been honing in exactly how to do these conferences in a way that maximizes the opportunity for everybody. So this year we have 2 days of content from beginning of the day all the way to the end. We have amazing networking opportunities. Partnerships people love to spend time with each other, so we make sure we have dedicated time for them to do that. But we have each day you can sort of think about it as, how do we make sure that you understand what's happening in the market and the different strategies as a company you should be thinking about to leverage in the world of sort of building a modern business through partnerships. And then in the second half of the day, very tactical, very actionable guidance on everything from how do you scale up your technology partnerships motion, to partner marketing, to of course AI, and a whole number of other topics that really were, the fact that we have this amazing community. This was feedback on what are they working on right now in their business, and how do we make sure that they learn from their peers that are at the sort of tip of the spear on all these different topics.
Now, before we double click on just some of the core pillars, why did we move this to May?
Yeah, so this was, sort of a realization that with the event always historically being in August, it didn't quite give people enough time to take all the insights and learnings from the conference and actually apply it to the second half of the year in the way that we wanted them to. And so we wanted to bring this forward into May to give them more opportunity to do that. But also sort of just the reality is we work really hard in partnerships. We should have our summertime to be able to focus on our families and re-energizing. And so we're really, really happy that we were able to bring this forward a bit in the year. And I think May is going to be an amazing time. Seattle in May is gorgeous. So I think this is going to be a great time to do it.
Well, it's as they say, luck meets the fortunate, right? And so it is Microsoft's 50th anniversary. And they're sponsoring this event this year, and we also happen to be in their hometown, and we have a number of surprises that we're working on the program with them. So thank you to them. But let's dive a little bit into the core pillars, right? The core pillars have been expanded this year from the traditional partnerships topics. And the reason why we focus now on business strategy, ecosystem strategy, AI platforms and marketplaces are because these are concepts or topics that are very important to business leaders, because we want those business leaders to participate in building a modern business through partnerships with us. And so in business strategy, it's about how do you have that buy, build, partner conversation. If you think about it, there's lots of material out in the marketplace on how do you build and then how do you buy companies, and you build a company by buying other products or other companies. But there isn't much about, hey, how does an executive or a senior leadership team have this buy, build, partner conversation? And that should be something when you all come and join us, you should be talking with your peers about. You should figure out how to participate in that conversation. You should figure out how to own the narrative, because the CEO is looking for somebody to own this topic inside of a company. The other thing is ecosystem strategy. And this is a little bit more than just having multiple partner types working together. There's risk, there's governance, there is things like, hey, we're going to spend like $5 million in this partnership, and what if the company that we are partnering with gets acquired by somebody else? In the case of Wiz, there would be a classic example of ecosystem risk. Governance around like payments, like, there's large amounts of MDF dollars being flown through. There are business ventures being formed. There are reward programs being launched, and so like who gets paid how much, where, and in which countries, and all the legalities. Like these are things that we need to talk about. And again, we'll have very senior leaders at this event spending time with all of us, helping us understand and walk through some of these things. AI, you can't miss out on AI, but also what senior leaders are thinking about is how can partnerships help us as participate in the AI economy. This morning's news is OpenAI just reorganized their company so that Brad Lightcap would take over partnerships, and he would have a significant role, including Sam Altman, on how does their company partner with other companies as the AI market matures. Another big topic is platforms, and what I've learned is business leaders like to think about these platforms through the lens of developer relationships. And as we all know, as software becomes easier to create, we're going to have lots of developers around the world who would want to participate in your company's economy, the customer base that you are serving, and how can they create apps, and how can you then help them monetize those apps. And then there are channel partners who want to create services around your platform and around your product. And then that needs to be educated. So you need to like bring that education back to your executives. And then the last one is marketplaces. And the hard question there is like, today I have a directory, tomorrow I want to create a transactable marketplace, or should I just go and participate in AWS, Microsoft, or Google Cloud's marketplace? Like the answer is somewhere in there. And so these are the things that business leaders care about. And this is one of the reasons why we're making such a conscious effort on bringing them into our network and bringing them into our programming so that we can educate them and we can be the bridge, and pun intended, the catalyst for you to go get more resources so that you can build bigger programs. And that's one of the reasons why we've added these 5 core pillars for Catalyst this year. And we'll expand them. PL works on feedback, and anything that you share with us, we'll take that into consideration. And as always, the agenda and the topics that Chris and team have lined up for the sessions of the conference are all designed based off of feedback that you've provided us. So Chris, I'm excited to see you there. Thanks a lot to you and your team for putting all this effort in. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to double tap on some of the way that we're structuring all that amazing content. So we have multiple stages this year at the event. Now, of course, big stages. We have what we call historically the lightning stages, which are now the unlearn stage, and the groundwork stage, which is the reflection of the podcast the partnership leaders teams puts out in the market. And those are going to be live streamed for everybody. So we wanted to give an opportunity for folks to be able to, in case you live somewhere not in the United States and you're unable to make it, we will have a live stream option for everyone. There's also the opportunity in case you miss a session, because there's so much good content, it will be recorded, at least for those stages. And then lastly, we have something new this year called Power Circles, which are in essence deep dive sessions for people to spend time with their peers in groups of like 10 people. And this is an amazing opportunity to really go deep on a topic like MDF or partner marketing in general, or how do you think about attribution for your partner organization. So all those amazing topics that Asher talked about, we're going to have the big stage strategy side of it. We're going to have tactical, actionable sort of 20-minute sessions, and then we'll have these deep dive sessions as well for everybody. So no matter how you like to get your content, there's an opportunity for you to really sort of grok all this amazing information that's in the market.
And to close out, we have an amazing party planned out, because I know we got a bunch of grief from the market for not having a party. And we've created something very special and amazing that you will all love. So with that, folks, Catalyst is May 13th to the 15th in Seattle. You can get more information on www.joincatalyst.com, and we both hope to see you there.
Love it. See you soon, everybody.